projects will be at
So boda bodas are bicycles and motorcycle taxis commonly found in East Africa. According to the Motorcycle Assemblers Association of Kenya, about 99% of motorcycles are used for public transport or boda business in the country. The Kenya National Bureau of Statistics Economic Survey 2020 and 2015 shows that the combined total of the number of registered motor and autocycles over the last 10 years is 1.43 million. So let me just give you a snapshot of exactly what that means. In 2016, about 119,724 bodas were imported into the country. The figure further jumped in 2018, where we saw 188,994. Now, in 2020, we did reach quite a higher figure of about 246,705. So clearly, it is a sector that is continuing to indicate a lot of attention and a lot of operators who are doing business in that specific sector. So bodas are a key source of employment for youths in the country. Data indicates there are nearly 1.4 million boda riders who generate a daily income of between 700 shillings and 2,000 shillings, depending on the route. Now, Akip Kemboi caught up with one of them and filed this report.
Well, Brian and Brenda, you know, bikes are very convenient. They are one of the fastest means of transport in Nairobi, especially with matters traffic. You hop onto a bike that is a motorcycle and it's pretty efficient to the location. Now, the issue about security and safety, that's a discussion for another day. Question is, how's been the sector performing? I mean, right now, actually I'm at GM and this bus station quite active. There's a new footbridge I can see, a lot of activity here, a lot of bike people. You can see some people already living now on their bikes in the name of convenience and living, reaching wherever they are. But I just want to touch grounds with some of the sector players to help us understand and paint a picture for us exactly how business is. Buddy.
Mzuri sana.
Kwa majina ni nani?
Mimi kwa majina ya mtaa naitwa Pastor Shadrack.
Pastor Shadrack, kwanza hapa GM, yeah? I see a lot of activity, a lot of people initially. Na naona pia bikes ziko all over in very different places. Was this the same situation maybe 2-3 years ago?
No, mwanzo I would say this was the first stage that was started the year 2008 in the industrial area. And the time it started, it was different, not like now. Now, ile bridge ya kwanza, ile footbridge, ambayo ilikuwa hapa, mwanzoni ilikuwa fupi, na inaleta watu wote wanaelekezwa, wanakuja sehemu moja hapa. So stage ilikuwa moja. Hakukuwa na provision kwamba kuna stage inaweza kuwa pande ile, ama ikuwe upande mwingine. Lakini kwa sasa, biashara imebadilika. Number one.
Okay. So most of us love them. They are convenient and let's just face it, they are pretty fast, especially here in Mombasa Road with the road construction. However, the boda business is dogged by indiscipline and accidents. Policymakers are now working to have all boda operators pushed into a circle like the matatus, where they will have structures to operate formally with regulations. Motorcycle rules of 2015 stipulate that you cannot operate a boda without being in a circle. Right, so Oduor Muga is from United Boda Association. Welcome to Business Cafe. Of course, this is very, very interesting. It's a discussion that, you know, we've been looking forward to, right, Branji?
Definitely.
And we have been engaging quite a number of riders in the last 1 week, and they've been telling us how exactly and what it takes to run the business. But to begin with, what do you need apart from the interest when you want to get involved in this business? Where do you start?
I think basically like every other business, the boda is the most important element. So you need to secure yourself a bike. Different avenues of securing the bike. Either you can go and buy cash from the regular shops. You can opt for malipo ya pole, where you pay a certain amount of money. Then you take the bike and you pay the balance, like about 300, 400 daily. Then you can just also get a bike from a family member. So the first important requirement is obviously the bike itself. Yeah, so there's a lot of things that have gone around, different companies coming in to basically support the fact that a lot of people don't really have the money to pay it all in cash. So they give you some kind of loan where you pay about 10 to 15,000. Then you take the bike, start using it, and you keep paying the rest daily. I would really want to go into mentioning company names, but
what about
that's an option, yeah.
the schooling now? Because you have to just like
yeah,
driving a car. You have to go to school, and how long does it take before you can officially be on the road and even carry passengers? Because there have been some disputes to the fact that others go to school, others just are taught by friends, others even self-taught.
And on that same thing, are there licenses for riding?
Yeah, there's in the boda sector, just like the motor vehicle, the public service motor vehicle sector, there are driving schools, and there are special licenses that you need to. There's a certain class of license too that authorizes you to operate the boda. Unfortunately enough, not so many riders have managed to take care of that. There's a huge number of riders who just train in school compounds. Then the next minute they find themselves taking a passenger. It's still a very gray area to be able to manipulate, because as a passenger, it's very technical to know if this is a trained rider or not.
Definitely.
Guapata, they're always just on top of the bike there.
Ready to go. Jump on the bike.
You normally just realize when it's already too late, when it's already going, that probably this wouldn't be the right rider to take. But there are proper licenses, there's proper training. There are different driving schools that are also listed with the NTSA, where you can always go and get that information. At United Boda Association, we also have driving schools that are listed with us, so that we always give people as an advice for those who don't really know where to take the proper training. Yeah.
So when we were getting this data, we realized that most of the people who actually, the riders themselves, can start from a really young age. Some of them even get to leave school because it seems like it's a very lucrative venture.
Yeah.
I mean, you're talking about give and take. If you're paying for fuel and all other expenses being constant, you can make as much as between 700 shillings all the way to at least 2,500. Exactly. Yeah. For this sort of cash, whereby you just have to carry a passenger or goods, commodities, it's very enticing for the youth, even others who haven't finished school, high school.
Yeah. It is. It's actually right now, that is the sector that has that in one office you can find a graduate and also find a class 2 or class 3 dropout in the same office. Basically, it's that diverse, because I mean, no one would really tell you to stop if you've already started riding a bike, and no one would really tell you to stop if you've decided you want to go into that business. But we always advise that it's good to, because you see, you carry people's lives with you. The person you're carrying is very innocent. They don't really know. So from an honest perspective, we always advise riders to be the ones who take the initiative to get the proper training to be able to carry a passenger.
Right.
So there are so many also. It's very difficult also for the government to regulate, because every single day you have a new person coming in. Every single day you have one who had an injury was coming back, one who was out of business coming back, one who's dropped out from another job opting for this as an option to making a little money. Exactly.
And there is a proposal in relation to taming, a bit of taming, to tame the industry. The ones for regulating them so that how matatus are regulated can be replicated into how the boda operators are. I don't know how you have accepted this and how are you going about it. And at the same time, even with the challenges, what are some of the measures that you're putting in place to self-regulate yourself?
Yeah, you see, it's okay. Myself, I've been in that industry for, let me say, maybe probably the past 8 years, easily 10 years. And what we always do is to try and self-inform within the stages. Okay, we have the listing of the groups and also the chairman. So we try to pass as much information as possible so that they can spread it amongst themselves. We also encourage them to group themselves, because when they group, it's easier to help them, and also when they group, it's easier now to source for information collectively. At United Boda Association, there's different slots of registration. There's a slot of registration as a group. So when you register as a group, whenever there's help, whenever there's support, whenever there's anything that comes through, you get it as collectively, as a group. Also, owners of bikes like us, we always encourage, the association encourages us to put our bikes registered in groups and associations so that it's easy to regulate. Sometimes different things happen in the sector because there are so many people. There are crackdowns, there are new rules that keep coming in, there are changes. If you're not in a group, you wouldn't really know. Because no one will come and call you if you're independently riding. No one would come and call you until you listen, such a new thing has come. But if you're in a group or in an association or a circle,
there are systems of accountability.
Exactly. It all trickles down all the way from up here.
Very well. Brenda, very interesting conversation right there.
Of course, and we are not stopping here, Branji.
Definitely.
We are keeping this conversation going even as we keep an eye on that proposed regulation. But at the same time, on Monday, we will be talking about STEM, science, technology, engineering, and mathematics.
That excites me, definitely. And we'll be talking about how we want to encourage more ladies to take up science, technology, mathematics, and of course engineering courses right here. That's why we leave it on Business Cafe. Many thanks for your company the whole week as we brought you all this and so much more. I am Brian Jojotieno and I was with
Brenda Kirubo. Thank you so much for watching Business Cafe, and a special thanks to our guests who gave us diverse views in relation to the boda business and the economy at large. I am your host, Brenda Kirubo, and
Brian.
have a lovely weekend.
Sure.